This is a question many of you will ask from time to time, especially when you start to compare your own life and see how much better off people your age or even younger are doing way better than you. And you just sit there and wonder how, when the question is why. Why aren't you doing enough to get there? Almost ties into the what's holding you back. But when you start to look around and we have the tendencies to ignore the people doing worse than us and focus on who has it way better and why they are doing way more, it gets frustrating. I know you sit and wonder what you are doing wrong when there's already other millionaires at the age of just 20. It's so easy to just look around at what you don't have and not appreciate what you do have. Especially once you start to compare yourself to others, many will work their whole lives and not be able to reach that limit. And yet we live in a society, and don't make fun of me for using that word, but we live in a society that loves to keep a top and a bottom. It's like they can't coexist without each other. The top stays at the top because of the bottom, yet belittle them for it. And the bottom stays at the bottom because of the top. But the people are constantly moving up and down. And this is also another topic for another day. It's like when you look around and all you see is success, you start to wonder why you aren't successful. But when you look even closer, you realize there's a lot more people that are worse off. Sometimes it'll make you appreciate yourself even more. If you're not making any money but have no debt, then you're stagnant. But it's better than being deep in debt with barely any income. And I've seen people in those situations at my age. And at that point, you're really just a slave to your job. And then you have rent and bills to pay. And that just adds way more to your expenses. And you really wonder why all these successful people are so young. But then you start to notice that it isn't true. And realize Kanye and Jay-Z didn't drop their first album until they were 26. And Jeff Bezos didn't start Amazon until he was 30. There's been a lot of influential people whose successes came later on. And some who came from really nothing. And you realize everyone's timing is different. I realize life has a lot to do with perspective. And I've seen some of the poorest families with nothing be grateful for everything. And then some of the richest be sad for not having enough. It makes me wonder why that is. And I'm sure many wish they were rich enough to understand. And maybe one day we all will. I'm sure the people from the top can learn a lot of things from the people that are considered to be at the bottom. Don't get stuck in this rat race. It's the last thing you want. Chase your goals and dreams and do what you love. Enjoy it because we really only got one life to live, so why the fuck not? Who's really stopping you besides yourself? Maybe one day we'll all figure this shit out and get ourselves out of this rat race. Thank you for listening. That's all for today.